Hi, my name is Sarah and welcome to Movement Yoga. Today's video is another bite-sized yoga class where we'll be focusing on the neck and shoulders. This is a great little video with a few exercises that'll help you if you feel any tightness or stress throughout these areas. Just as we move through the class, you may need a strap, but if you don't have a strap, you can also use a belt, or you can get really creative and just grab anything that you might be able to hold onto with both of your hands. And if you like this style of video, I'd really love if you could support the channel by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It's just a nice, easy, simple way to support free yoga videos. And also, if you'd love to connect with me, please be sure to leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, I'd also leave my Instagram and my Facebook, and you can find me in these areas as well. So just arrive in a nice seated position, cross-legged on your mat. We're just going to spend a few moments tuning into the breath and into the body. So begin to close your eyes, allow your sit bones to feel heavy, roll your shoulders down and back and feel nice and long through the crown of the head. Just begin to notice the quality of your breath as you breathe in and out through the nose. And we first just begin by noticing the breath without really trying to manipulate it or change it. And as you continue to pay attention to the quality of your breath, I just want you to notice where your breath expands throughout the body. Do you notice that the breath only expands at the upper part of the chest? Or does the breath expand to the rib cage? Or does it go all the way down to the belly? Regardless of where it is, I just want you to pay attention to that. Keep breathing in and out. And then we're going to begin to deepen the breath. So I'm not going to guide you through a count, but what I'm going to ask is I encourage you to begin to lengthen your exhales. So inhale for the count that feels comfortable for you, and then see if you can exhale just a count longer than that. Then when you begin to do this, I really want you to see if you can draw that belly breath into the belly of your belly. The belly of the belly. Really the lowest part of your belly. Filling the belly up, and filling your rib cages up, and then filling up to the collarbone. So really expanding as much breath into the body. And then when you exhale, I really want you to release everything, squeezing the navel in towards the spine. So take a few moments to find your rhythm, find your breath with this. And then as you find this pace with your breath, I want you to imagine that every time that you breathe in and you expand your belly all the way up to your collarbones, your shoulders reach up to your ears. So they don't actually reach up, but you're imagining that they're reaching all the way up towards your ears. And then as you exhale and you release all of that air, you imagine that your shoulders are pulling as far away from your ears as possible. And then I just want you to continue this breath cycle. Imagining the shoulders drawing away, and then the shoulders drawing up. And then when you're ready, just take a nice long inhale through the nose, and then open your mouth and sigh to release. You can gently begin to open your eyes, just arriving on your mat. So in regards to our neck and shoulder areas, there's numerous reasons as to why we might feel tension in these areas. So it might be your lifestyle, it might be dependent on the kind of job that you do, maybe if you sit at a computer or if you're on your phone all day, anything like that. It can also be due to whether or not we hold emotions and stress in this area. So it's really good to check in with yourself to notice your breath pattern and how you breathe. Because if you notice that you're breathing just here in this part of the body, the chest, instead of all the way down, you might be holding tension in this area because of that. This kind of breath, this shallow breathing, is linked to our fight or flight mode. So generally it aggravates the nervous system and tells us that there's a threat. So if we can learn to deepen the breath by pulling it all the way down to the belly, breathing in, slowing it down, we then begin to send signals to our nervous system to tell us it's okay to soften, it's okay to relax. And then because of that, our body responds, our muscles respond, and we can let go of a bit more tension. Just something to take into consideration. Anyway, so let's begin to stretch. So when you're ready, I want you to interlace your hands behind your back. Just begin by slightly pulling your hands away from your lower back, and then you're going to shift your palms over to the right side. So just resting your palms there. If this feels like a nice tight stretch, you can stay here, or if you want to take it a little further, just begin to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, just feeling a stretch here in the left side. Now using your breath in and out through the nose, see if you can really expand this space through the left side. And then when you're ready, come back through center, draw your hands behind you, and then cross the opposite thumb on top. So just rearrange your fingers so that you're going to take it to the awkward side, and then we're going to bring the hands to the other side. Once again, find the variation that works for you. So you either have your neck straight if it feels strong, or tilt your ear towards the left side. And then slowly come up and then release. Then from here, you're just going to bring your fingertips onto your shoulders, and we're going to take a few little circles with our elbows. So what I want you to do is begin to draw your elbows in towards each other. See if you can get them to touch. Take your arms up nice and high, and then roll them out as they begin to separate. Draw them down, roll them in to touch, draw them up as high as they can, and then release. Take this movement nice and slow. And if you feel any sticky parts, see if you can slow it down even more through those parts. Just take one more cycle in this direction. And then when you get back to the bottom, let's change the direction. Once again, keeping that nice, steady, even breath. And last one, come back through center. Then from here, this is where you'll grab your strap or your belt or your cloth. I'm just going to demonstrate it without, but I'll give you a couple of moments to grab that. So I'm just going to begin to turn in the other direction so that you can see me. You're going to begin by drawing the right hand up with the palm facing forward, left hand behind with the palm facing back. From here, you're going to bend at your elbows, and you're going to see if you can reach for your fingers. So you either reach for your fingers, or if your shoulders are really tight, maybe you place your hands on your back, maybe you grab onto your strap. Wherever you're at, I want you to work on keeping the back nice and straight. So I'm just going to rotate once again so you can see me. So see if you can draw up through the crown of your head, keep your navel drawing in towards your spine, and then as you do this, begin to pull your elbows back. Find some nice, steady, even breaths. Then slowly release your arms. Then you're going to cross the right arm under, left arm over. We're going to bend at the elbows, and you either bring the back of the palms together or you cross at the wrist and bring the front of the palms together. Whatever variation you've chosen, just take a moment to begin to pull your hands away from your face. Then as you inhale, you're going to reach your arms up nice and high, puff your chest up, and then as you exhale, you're going to curl in, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl in. Last one, inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl in. Release your arms, and then we change sides. So left palm goes up facing forward, right palm goes down facing back, bending at the elbows, seeing if you can touch. So this is my tighter side. My right shoulder is much tighter than my left. So for me, I'm not able to reach my fingers, but that's okay. I just keep pushing the back of my hand and my fingers into my back and drawing my elbows back. Keep drawing up through the crown of the head, navel draws in, and just finding once again those nice, steady, even breaths. Then when you're ready, release your arms. Left arm goes under, right arm goes over. Find the option once again with your hands that works for you. Reach your hands away, and then as you inhale, reach up, arcing the heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach up. Last one, exhale, round. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up, and then release the arms. Now I'm just going to square off. I'm going to bring my back towards you. From here, we're just going to go into another exercise. So what I want you to do is just bring your arms up into a cactus shape with the hands facing forward, fingers pointing up. From here, I want you to keep the elbows as they are, but I just want you to rotate your palms down towards the earth. So take it as far as you're able to and continue to draw your elbows up. So from here, see if you can keep rotating the hands, finding this tension. Once you find your end range, as far as you can go, I want you to begin to draw your hands towards your elbows. So you're going to touch your fingertips towards your elbows, but as you do this, you're going to keep pulling your hands away from your lower back. So feel a bit of tension here. I don't know if you can see, but my hands are shaking, so I really want to keep it nice and tight. Finding that nice, steady, even breath. And then keeping that tension, slowly, slowly pull the hands out and then draw the hands up. Take an inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh to release. Just clearing any debris or any information that's coming up through moving through these stretches. And then we'll go on the other side. So this time you're going to bring the opposite hand on top. So whatever that one is for you. So just start with the fingertips pointing up. Elbows in one position, and then slowly rotate, keeping the elbows as they are, drawing the hands back as far as possible, keeping that tension, and then nice and slow you're going to begin to reach for the elbows. Keep pulling the hands away from the back. See if you can keep your back nice and straight, drawing up through the crown of your head, finding a nice steady even breath. Then when you're ready, slowly release, keeping that tension, and then bring your palms up. That one for me always feels really nice. Then from here, we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. We find our tabletop position. Making sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders and your hips are above your knees. You can have your toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're just going to come into our thread the needle. So ground down through your left hand, take an inhale, reach your right arm up, right fingertips up. And then as you exhale, drop down onto your shoulder, drop your ear down just for a breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. And then on your last exhale, we're going to come down for a few breaths. So drop down onto the shoulder, drop down onto the ear. And up to you, you can take your left fingertips forward if you want. Or you can also bring your left fingertips into a bind by bringing them on top of your right thigh. Once again, just find what works for you. Just notice your end range. Just notice the capacity at which you can take your stretches. Find it and then find a little breath there. Then when you're ready, bring your left hand back down. Take the right arm out and then just find some arm circles. So take your arms in one direction. Change the direction. Then bring the right hand down. Left side, inhale, reach the fingertips up. Take your eye gaze up. So find that rotation. Then exhale, come down, drop onto the shoulder, bring the ear down just for a breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Last time, inhale, reach up. Really reach for the sky. Exhale, come down. And we stay here for a few breaths. Once again, option is you take the opposite fingers either forward to support you a little more, or you take a bind. Wherever you are, just find that space, find that sweet spot, and just breathe into it. Then from here, bring your right hand down, draw your left arm out, and let's take it forward in our arm circles. Once again, if you're feeling any sticky spots, just really slowing the movement down. Change directions. Then left hand comes down. Then from here, we're just going to rise, so come into a standing position, and we're just going to move through about 3 half sun salutations. I'm going to guide you through all of them, so we'll move through together. But just arrive in a standing position with your feet about hip width apart. You're going to take an inhale, you're going to sweep your arms up towards the ceiling, you'll take your eye gaze up. Then as you exhale, you're going to hinge at your hips as you begin to fold forward. Bring your fingertips down, draw the crown of your head down. As you inhale, come into your flat back, so you either leave your fingers on the floor, lifting your chest, or you bring them onto your shins, drawing your tailbone back, reaching through the crown of the head. As you exhale, you fold back over the thighs. If you need to, you keep a little micro bend in the knees. Then inhale, sweep your arms back up. Eye gaze goes up. Exhale, bring your hands through center. So 2 more. Inhale, reach up, take your eye gaze up. Exhale, hinge at your hips as you fold forward. Fingertips come down, crown of the head comes down. Inhale into your flat back, take your eye gaze forward. Exhale, melt over the thighs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Eye gaze goes up. Exhale, bring the hands through center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips as you fold forward. Fingertips come down, crown of your head comes down. Inhale into your flat back, take your eye gaze forward, draw your tailbone back. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands through center, just in front of your heart. So just finding a little bit of movement, a little bit of heat through the body. Then from here, I'm just going to shift so you guys can see me. With your feet still about hip width apart, we're going to come into our forward fold, but we're going to interlace our hands behind our back. So what I want you to do is I want you to puff your heart up towards the ceiling as you draw your hands away from your lower back. Then as you exhale, bend into your knees nice and generously and begin to fold. You're going to draw the crown of the head down towards the earth, and you're going to just allow your arms to come overhead. So wherever they're at, just let gravity take them. So let gravity do the work. And just see if you can keep a little micro bend in the elbows. If you're like me and you're super hyper extended in the arms, you might need to give that a little bit of extra attention. Just keeping that little micro bend. So we stay here for a few breaths. If you want, you can sway your hips from side to side maybe. But just letting, once again, gravity take your arms, take the crown of your head. And the longer we stay here, the slower we begin to open up. Then when you're ready, nice and slow, just release your arms. Bring them onto the mat and just take your feet out nice and wide. We're going to come down into our malasana, or our yogi squat. So if you find that this move is quite difficult or challenging, I'd recommend just bringing some blocks underneath you or some books, just something to sit on, because we're going to stay here for a little while we stretch into the shoulders. Otherwise, I just encourage you to stay as long as you can. It's starting to rain. Just stay as long as you can. We'll be here with our breath, and it'll feel good through the hip area as well. This pose is really great, and I highly encourage a lot of people to try and practice it, mostly just because it's great for digestion. And if you're thinking about the longevity of your life as you grow up, you want to still be able to get up and down off the ground, and this movement is something that will help with that. Anyways, enough speaking. So what I want you to do from here is you're gonna lean to your left side, take your right arm up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna bring the back of your palm onto your side body. You're gonna drop your elbow forward of your knee, and then you're gonna begin to straighten up. Then from here, you just keep your left arm chilling. You can have it on the floor. If you want to take the stretch a little deeper, you push the knee into the elbow, elbow into the knee, and you take your eye gaze towards your shoulder. Finding that breath. Then when you're ready, release. That arm comes up. Lean to the right side, take the left arm up. Bring the back of the palm onto the side body and allow the shoulder to come forward of the left knee. Once again, you just begin to straighten out. Keep pushing the knee into the elbow, elbow into the knee. If you want to take it a little deeper, you just look towards the shoulder. Slowly come back through center, release your arm, bring your hands down in front or behind you and just come down onto your sit bones. From here, bring your feet forward about hip width apart, bring your hands behind you with your fingers pointing away. So your fingers are pointing away from you. And if this feels like a good stretch in the wrists and the shoulders, you stay here. Keep drawing your chest and heart up towards the ceiling. Otherwise, if you want to take it a little further, push into your hands as you pick up your sit bones, draw them towards your heels. And then if you want to take this a little further as well, you bend into the elbows. So there's plenty of options for you. Once again, you just find the stretch that works for you. So you want to feel something to the degree that you can still breathe into it, but it isn't causing you any sort of pain or intense discomfort. And then for me, I like to pulse my elbows here. That takes it just a little bit further. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, push into the hands, push into the feet. We lift the hips up and we find our reverse tabletop. So the option with the neck is you either let it hang, but if you feel that's too intense, draw your chin towards your chest. Keep pushing into the hands, keep lifting the hips up. Magnetize your magnetize your thighs towards each other, so the inner parts of the legs. Keep drawing up, finding your breath, then slowly lower down. Just sit up, shake the hands out. Then this time we're going to bring the hands back behind us, but this time the fingers face towards us. So same build up, I guess. We have the feet planted, push into the hands, slide the sit bones closer towards the heels. Keep drawing the shoulders back, lifting the heart up. Stay here if this feels good. Maybe bend into the elbows a little bit. You want to take it a little further. Take an inhale, push into the hands and the feet, lift the hips up. If you've got a lot of tension in your neck, I would encourage you to keep your chin tucked. Otherwise, you can let it hang. Then if you want to take this a little further, working into the core as well, you can walk your feet forward. Keep pushing down, keep drawing the hips up, keep lifting the chest. This one's a little stronger, so find that strength through the core as you pull up. And then nice and slow and controlled, let's come back down onto our sit bones. Take your hands forward, just roll the wrists out. Then make your way into a seated position. We're just going to take a few head rolls as we begin to cool down. So I just want you to start with the neutral neck and then just drop your chin towards your chest. Then roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Begin to roll your head back. Roll over towards the other shoulder. And once again, just take it nice and slow. And if you feel any sticky spots, just slow it down even more. Then when you're ready, change the direction. Noticing once again your breath, seeing if you can make it really deep and rich and full. And then when you're ready, come back to center. And we'll just take one more stretch. So if you really want to get nice and deep into the side of the neck, this is a great one for that. So just drop your right ear towards your right shoulder and then begin to extend your left arm out. So flex your palm and then just begin to take a couple of gentle movements. So you'll definitely be able to feel the sweet spot if there's somewhere there within the neck that's tender. So just move it around a bit. And then once you find that spot, just breathe into it. And imagining your breath is allowing for more space and opening through these areas of tension. Then slowly come back through center, take it to the other side. So I know my right shoulder is definitely more tight than my left. So I have to work specifically on this area to find a bit more opening. But that's all right. We have a tendency to have uneven sides. That's why we try to give equal attention to both sides. Finding that breath. A little bit of movement, making sure the hand is still flexed. And then when you're ready, slowly release, come back through center. Let's just roll the shoulders up and back. Nice and slow. Squeezing the shoulder blades together as you pull them back. And then take it forward. Once again, if you're feeling any stickiness or any crunching, just take it slow. Give that little space some time and love and your awareness and the intention that you're trying to work on opening it up and releasing whatever doesn't need to be held on to anymore. And then when you're ready, we'll just finish off this sequence, this little class, with a breath cycle. So take a nice long inhale through your nose and then take a nice big exhale out through the mouth. A clearing breath to release any tension, to let go of anything that you don't need in this moment. Any debris or junk that you brought up through this little stretch session. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments, connect with me. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, enjoy your day. I hope it's beautiful and I'll see you in the next video.